In 1886, a pharmacist mixed a syrup in a brass kettle in his backyard. He sold it at a local pharmacy for 5 cents a glass. His first year of sales? $50 total. He spent $73 on advertising. He lost money on every single glass. Today, that backyard experiment is worth over $300 billion. It is sold in every country on Earth, except 2. Over 2 billion servings are consumed every single day, and it survived a world war, a Great Depression, a government ban, and one of the most catastrophic product decisions in business history. This is the story of Coca-Cola, the most recognized brand name on the planet, and the extraordinary truth of how it almost never made it past year 1. Early struggles. The year is 1886, Atlanta, Georgia. A Civil War veteran and pharmacist named John Stith Pemberton is searching for something. Not a billion-dollar business, a cure for his morphine addiction. Pemberton had been wounded in the war. Like thousands of soldiers, he became dependent on morphine to manage the pain. Desperate to break free, he begins experimenting in his home laboratory with alternative remedies. He is part scientist, part dreamer, part broken man trying to heal himself. He creates a mixture using coca leaves and cola nuts, both containing natural stimulants. He mixes it with sugar syrup and various oils. He believes it will treat headaches, fatigue, and nervous conditions. He calls it a brain tonic. He brings the syrup to Jacobs's pharmacy in Atlanta. A soda fountain attendant accidentally mixes it with carbonated water instead of still water. A customer tries it, and something unexpected happens. The customer asks for another glass. By accident, by a beautiful, unplanned accident, the formula for Coca-Cola is born. But success doesn't come easily. Pemberton sells an average of 9 glasses per day in that first year. Total revenue, $50. He advertises heavily, believing in the product desperately. But the numbers don't work. He is sick, in debt, and running out of time. By 1888, John Pemberton was dying. Ill and financially broken, he begins selling off portions of his Coca-Cola recipe to various buyers just to pay his bills. He never sees what his creation becomes. He died that same year, bankrupt, in pain, largely forgotten. The formula passes through multiple hands, and then lands with a businessman named Asa Griggs Candler. Candler purchases full control of the Coca-Cola formula for just $550. $550 for what would become the most valuable beverage brand in human history. Candler is relentless. He advertises everywhere. He distributes free coupons for a complimentary glass of Coca-Cola to anyone willing to try it. In the first year under his leadership, he gives away over 100,000 free drinks. He sends branded merchandise, calendars, clocks, urns, glasses, to pharmacies across America. By 1895, Coca-Cola is being sold in every single U.S. state. The momentum is building. And then, just as everything is accelerating, the biggest threat in the company's history arrives: a major failures. 1919, the United States government passes the 18th Amendment, prohibition. The nationwide ban on alcohol transforms the American beverage industry overnight. For most drink companies, it is catastrophic. But for Coca-Cola, which contains no alcohol, it should be an opportunity. And at first, it is. Sales surge as Americans replace their drinks with sodas. But a new crisis is already forming. Sugar prices collapse after World War I. Coca-Cola had signed contracts locking in extraordinarily high sugar prices just before the collapse. The company is hemorrhaging money. The debt is so severe that by 1920, Coca-Cola is in genuine financial danger. The board panics. Leadership is thrown into crisis. The company is saved only through emergency refinancing and brutal cost cutting. It survives barely, but the lesson is written permanently into the company's DNA. Protect the supply chain, always. Then comes the Great Depression of the 1930s. Consumer spending collapses across America. Luxury goods disappear from shopping lists. And yet, Coca-Cola refuses to raise its price. For 70 consecutive years, from 1886 to 1959, a bottle of Coca-Cola costs exactly 5 cents. Not because they can't raise it, but because they make a deliberate, courageous decision. Make Coca-Cola affordable for everyone, always. During the Depression, when families have almost nothing, they can still afford a Coke. That decision builds a loyalty that no advertising campaign could ever buy. And then, World War II changes everything. A turning point. 1941. America enters World War II. Coca-Cola's president, Robert Woodruff, makes an extraordinary declaration. He promises that every American soldier serving overseas will have access to a bottle of Coca-Cola for 5 cents, no matter where in the world they are stationed. No matter the cost to the company, the U.S. military integrates Coca-Cola into the war effort. The government classifies Coca-Cola bottling equipment as essential war infrastructure. At the peak of the war, 64 bottling plants are operating in active war zones. In Europe, the Pacific, North Africa, American soldiers drink over 5 billion bottles during the conflict. And something profound happens. Every soldier who comes home carries a memory. The taste of Coca-Cola, the feeling of comfort in the middle of war, the remainder of home. When those soldiers return to civilian life, they don't just drink Coca-Cola. They are emotionally bonded to it for the rest of their lives. And they pass that bond to their children and their children's children. Coca-Cola doesn't just win the war, it wins the hearts of an entire generation. The brand goes global. As American soldiers spread across the world, Coca-Cola follows. By the late 1940s, the drink was available on every continent. The red and white logo becomes as recognizable as any national flag. But even after all of this, the company is not finished making mistakes. 1985, in a decision that will go down in business history as one of the greatest blunders ever made, Coca-Cola changes the formula. New Coke. After 99 years, after 2 world wars, after prohibition and the Depression and global expansion, they change the taste. The public reaction is immediate and volcanic. Tens of thousands of angry letters flood the company's headquarters. Phone lines are jammed with complaints. Protest groups form across America. People stockpile old Coke bottles like they are preparing for the apocalypse. 79 days later, Coca-Cola reverses the decision completely. The original formula returns under the name Coca-Cola Classic. Sales surge to record levels, not because the formula changed back, but because the American public, the world, is reminded of something. They love Coca-Cola, not just as a drink, as part of their identity, as a piece of their lives. Some believe the entire New Coke episode was a brilliant, if accidental, marketing event. Whether it was strategy or survival, the result is the same. Coca-Cola emerges stronger than ever, a massive success. Today, the Coca-Cola empire is almost beyond comprehension. The company sells products in 200 countries and territories. It is absent from only 2 countries on Earth, North Korea and Cuba, due to long-standing trade embargoes. Think about that. North Korea and Cuba. Those are the only 2 places on Earth where Coca-Cola cannot reach. The Coca-Cola portfolio now includes over 500 brands, from Sprite to Fanta, from Minute Maid to Powerade to Dasani. The company generates over $45 billion in annual revenue. Its market capitalization exceeds $300 billion. The Coca-Cola logo is recognized by an estimated 94% of the world's population. It is the second most understood word on Earth after okay. And that original formula, the one Asa Candler bought for $550, it remains one of the most guarded secrets in the world. The full recipe is allegedly kept in a vault at the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. Only a handful of people on Earth know the complete formula at any given time. A backyard syrup, locked in a vault, worth $300 billion. Key lessons. So what does the Coca-Cola story teach the world? Lesson 1, the inventor rarely wins alone. John Pemberton created the formula, but it took Asa Candler's vision to build the business. Robert Woodruff's courage to go global. A generation of leaders to protect the brand. Great ideas need great execution. And great execution rarely belongs to one person. Lesson 2, price is a promise. For 70 years, Coca-Cola held its price at 5 cents. Through wars, depressions, inflations, and crises, that single decision made Coca-Cola the drink of everyone, not just the privileged few. Accessibility is not weakness, it is dominance. Lesson 3, emotion is the most durable asset a brand can own. Soldiers didn't just drink Coke in the trenches. They felt home. They felt hope. They felt comfortable. No competitor can copy a feeling. Build something people feel. And you build something that lasts forever. Lesson 4, mistakes can be recovered in disguise. New Coke should have killed the brand. Instead, it reminded the world why Coca-Cola mattered. Not every failure destroys you. Sometimes the fall is the very thing that reminds your customers and yourself what you truly stand for. Lesson 5, distribution is destiny. Coca-Cola didn't just make a great drink, It built a distribution system so powerful, so deep, so global that no competitor has ever truly matched it. You can have the best product in the world, but if it isn't in people's hands, it doesn't exist. Reach is everything. From a backyard brass kettle in Atlanta, Georgia, 2 billion servings consumed every day across 200 countries. Coca-Cola is not just a drink. It is a human story. A story about a broken man looking for healing. A pharmacist's accidental discovery. A 5-cent promise kept for 7 decades. Soldiers in trenches drinking something that tasted like home. And a brand so deeply embedded in human life that changing its taste felt like changing something sacred. The formula has barely changed in over 130 years, but the world it helped shape is unrecognizable from where it began. That is what a great brand does. It doesn't just survive history, it becomes history